Hello, everybody, and good evening. Thank you for coming early today. I'll be drinking a nice aged wata for cocktail hour. My drink is ready, says Boogie and Polecat. Are you going live yet? Hello, people. Testing, testing. Yes, here I am. I'm here. Hi there. Angela and Gus and Spirit of the Wolf. April. What's your name, son? Ursa. Pennsylvania Pinchington. And Gary Baba Booey. Laurel. Fly Guy. Roy Quitter. It's going very well, thank you. Hello. Yes, I am nuts. And I don't know what you are all doing. It's early for us. It is evening, just eve. And I'm early because, no, I'm having my granddaughter over and my daughter over for dinner. It's my daughter, her child turned 19 yesterday. So today is the day we were able to get together and have some dinner. Now, Sunday, we all got together for her birthday. She had a very nice party, and we had crabs, hard crabs, steamed. Oh, they were so good. They were from a local grocer here in the Baltimore area called Wise. And they just started doing this at some of their stores. They sell a bushel of steamed crabs. They're number ones and twos, so they're like mediums. Ben, I never lived in Kansas, buddy, except for when I was dreaming that I was in the Wizard of Oz. Yeah, Weiss. Wise, is that how you say it? So if you ordered it ahead of time, you could have gotten a bushel of crabs for $100 for a bushel of steamed crabs. And they were so delicious. Well, thank you for spirits wishing birthday wishes to my granddaughter Kylie. And if I don't know if you notice here over on my left shoulder, I have an image for you all to see in the screen there. It is the logo for this show, for Cocktail Hour with Rick, the official logo, and we have put an order in to begin our return to merchandising. Thank you. I love it too. Leslie Casada. Ah, just a great gal. She's so humble, so sweet. Lives in Pennsylvania. Used to work down in Washington. Has been doing graphic arts for a couple of decades now, and she's still a young gal. But she started with it, I guess you go back to her high school, college years even, when she started into this. And and then she partnered us up with a printer that's right in her little town. She's in the Chamber of Commerce for the town. And they even had a ribbon cutting ceremony at the little town. I mean, I'd really love to go there. It sounds like it's a sweet place to go, to kind of a pace you wish you could still live in and still have a successful business community and a place for people to raise their kids and feel safe at night, feel safe anytime. So PT went well, folks, and he did shish kebab me quite vigorously. Oh, yes, he did. He took those needles in. He was even doing some bone tapping. And then he told me that he's been basically doing this bone tapping. I didn't even know what it was. So the needle is very thin, but they're about like that long. And sometimes, depending on the person and how thick you are, he's used needles like that. Irish Dan, why are you leaving? Saying bye so soon? Well, thank you for popping in, Irish Dan. I'm sorry I didn't recognize you earlier. Let me go back here. Did you say anything, Irish Dan, that you would like us to acknowledge for your time here with us? I don't see it. Why don't I put the paper on the brick wall? Uh, I don't know. Let's take a look. Gus says, I need. Hello there, Guido. Neil. Daniel. Daniel Evans wishing happy birthday wishes to my granddaughter. Thank you. Daniel, that's so nice, and but I'll keep it. Hi, Ivy. Oh, I'm glad you made it on time. Thank you, Daniel. That's really sweet. Let me just do something here. Oh, I'm sorry, Bo. All right. I'm sorry, Bo. All right, there, folks. In response to Gus Tarball's suggestion, I have put the logo piece of paper on the wall of brick. How does that look? Is that even more slick? It's on the brick and it's straight. And I don't know if you hesitate, but you would love my brick bound baby. We can't see it. Right, I know. Right? Thank you. There. Now you can see the brick. Hi there, DJ. How are you doing? Well, I do have news for you, DJ. I have very good news. So how about if I just keep it like this so you can see my logo? Isn't that great? I can just be like this. It's perfect now. Hi, Sam. We've been right after a shooting where people were actually shot, no fatalities somehow, but people asked for it, so stay inside. My wife is trying to do her usual role, but since she's inside, she should stay inside and remain without any comment until she's able to sit here and use her great concentration and attentiveness to help me. All right, let me go back up here because I have also Kayla Stevens, thank you. Hey, Rick and everyone, cheers. Looks like a beautiful day there in the Baltimore area. And Kayla, yes, it was a very warmish day, but a very nice day. No doubt about it. It was great. It still feels great. And now I think we're getting something delivered to us. Hopefully it'll go across the street. Who knew what we bought? Of course, I'm waiting for a swimming pool vacuum. But I don't know if this is going to be my package or... No, it's going across the street. Juan, man, can't you just keep it in your pants, Juan? I mean, no, we don't act like that here, Juan. We're very respectable. We only act like that on the podcast for Dan Bell. Over here, we're innocent. We're rated PG. We're monetized because people don't report me for being lewd and crude. And I think it's okay, Juan, don't worry about it because it's all an act. It's all an act. I'm really a nasty person. You know that? You have seen me in action. You know what I'm capable of. The things I eat, the things I touch, the nasty color of my teeth since I'm drinking coffee. There. And I will tilt a little bit this way. And that's so much better. Beauty is centered on your screen. Oh, I'm an asshole. God. Cheers to Dogman all the way from Michigan. Thank you, Dogman. And what flavor coffee? It's just plain old black. Ben, you're too nice. Ben Johnson. All right, DJ, that's 2 times 5 from DJ. Thank you very much. Here's the good news. I have someone to do graphics and sketches for us to produce a visual timeline to go with the story. And I'm waiting to talk with him, and assuming that's the case, I will be getting those together, and then after I have the images together, we're going to read your story, record it, do the whole thing as we planned, and now we'll have another partner. We'll have writer, illustrator, and actor working together to collaborate this lovely new series. So what are you thinking about that, DJ? Doesn't that sound good for Rick's stories? We need a lot of effort to make this successful. Exciting, I know. And it could be sexy, depends on the content. And DJs, let's do it. All right, well, I'll hope to talk to him as soon as he turns around and replies to me. He really didn't reply with any actual sketches. I mean, maybe I should have even asked to someone I know, but oh well, I didn't think about it. I should have already, but I got approached. DJ, thank you again, but I hope he at least finds it to be of value, because he can devalue me very quickly. But luckily you all don't. You all value me highly. Yes, I'll ask for his portfolio, Sue. I did, and he sent a couple things, but it was all just graphics. It wasn't any real sketch evidence. That's all I was saying. But he did send me links to some things. So, Arcel, thank you for being here. Great to have you. And I see that V is happy, and I'm happy to see V here, too. Oh, yes, Chris. Dan and I, we're almost like brothers. And we can butt heads and argue among the best of them. You know how families are. Oh, Vic Saturn, thank you. My son. Nirvana, hi, Laurel Lee. Yeah, but I need some people who will be free. Who Dan's my gay brother? Yes, he is. And I'm his gay big brother. Ew, that's so sick. Oh, the guy you suggested does graphics for Carpetbagger. See? The man, the Carpetbagger, who's a person also here on YouTube. If you weren't aware, look up the Carpetbagger. Right, Laurel Lee? Tell him about the Carpetbagger. He's pretty cool. He has a whole series of videos. He's got a different eye of the world. I think it's a valuable vision, and his work is very interesting and enjoyable. And I'd say you should check him out. Yeah, Dan's actually the, how should I put this? Yeah, he's the what do they call it? The guy who is the manly man of the relationship. Yeah, that's him with the hair and all that. And the giant schlong. That's Dan. Me, I'm just like the pretty missus who stays home and keeps house. Now, yes, I'm his submissive. I'm in the cage at night. I don't even fight the chains. That's our sexual game. I love to play as the sex dominated. Oh my God. I did meet a lady one time. We got to become friends, and she was a sex slave. And she had her owners, male and female, who dominated her, and she slept in a cage. I am not kidding you. Laurel Leo, it's too funny. Okay, I'll take a sip just a second. I'm really a lightweight tonight, Arcel. Coffee. Nearly bourbon cat. Yeah, she stumbled and ran into the wall. Luckily, she didn't hit her head too hard. Uh, and had a gentleman here was helping us, and he helped her to get back up on her feet and get stable. And then she went inside. I'm glad she was okay. It was messed up. She was doing a great job as our bartendress. I think her shoe almost fell off her foot as she was walking. It was, I couldn't do a thing either. She is okay. She's fine. You know, I'm sitting here. I couldn't do anything as it started to happen. And I guess you all heard the, uh-oh, you know, but she was all right. Thank you for asking very much. I mean, another sign you guys are just great. Thinking about my wife for me. That's really sweet. And yes, she is. And sandals can be dangerous. I understand and I agree. So what else we want to talk about? Brian from Bronx. Hello, Brian. Are you new? Thank you for coming. Bobber's Beanies. The asbestos theme is a future project that we're working on. And Ben, I agree 100%, Ben Johnson. There's no way that happened. So, do we want to be like sleuths and try to guess who killed Epstein? Well, how many important people were secretly fooling around on his island with underage girls? I would like to know that. And, you know, the fix was in the Clintons did it. Well, there were other people allegedly involved with that island and the lifestyle and Epstein. And I hate to add the name to the list because some people will be very mad. Yes, Cassandra just added it. So our own president at this time is among the figures indicated. Prince Andrew too. Well, I know Rick Serra is not on the list. I am proud that I refused Epstein's invitation. First off, I got word that people were taking video and they were putting it out. And that would have been horrible and devastating for my career if footage got out. Number two, I'm married and my wife would have killed me. Number three, I was never invited, and I never even knew Epstein. So these are three reasons why I am not a suspect. Fast Fister. That is a very rude name, Fast. But I guess if you're effective, the recipient must be happy. Ugh, it's terrible. Yes, Gage. This is Rick. What can I do for you? Riding with Biden in stumping with Trump. Okay, I don't know what that meant, Aaron, but it would be funny to see Joe Biden name Donald Trump as his vice presidential nominee. It would be funny. I don't know if everybody would laugh. I would find it kind of strange. Kendra. There's Kendra from Tulsa. You heard about Tulsa in the news. So, Kendra, what are you doing? Are you living inside of a bubble with a HEPA filtration system? I mean, stay safe, Kendra, and don't get sick. You're not the only home area, though, unfortunately, that's fighting a peak of activity in the plague and its effect on this country. So AJ saying hi to Gage. Now, Gage, is that the Gage who was my guest last week? Could it be? Because I've never seen her on a live stream where I saw that. So please say hello, Gage, if this is you. I know Sean Arm sometimes pops one. I just got diagnosed with colitis, and I was wondering if you had any tips on good food to eat. Colitis. Well, I guess I would not eat anything that's indicated in any literature to cause problems with colitis. Aren't you supposed to try to go to, what's it called? Type of product from grains that you don't eat. You're supposed to stay away from that. Yeah, bananas, rice, I think would be safe. Gluten. You got to try to reduce your gluten intake. Chicken breast with something plain. A rice would be nice. Maybe even another kind of alternative to rice would be better. Whatever is the easier to digest form of grain, that would be the one I would have as my side. Pump up the vegetables. That's what is good for all of us. That is what we really need. And cut down your portion size. When you do eat meat, eat enough, but not too much. Keep the fried food out of your face. That's good for everybody too. Dairy would probably be something you'd avoid, I'd assume, if you had colitis. Because dairy really is something that messes with our digestive tract quite a bit. It's not really a food we were designed to eat. But I love pork chops and applesauce. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. Yeah. And I also like sometimes pork chops with some sauerkraut and some stewed tomatoes and mashed potatoes. And you can put those together with your pork chop and your applesauce. Oh my God. Oh, that's comfort food, baby, let me tell you. Game head, well. Aaron, that's really a unique comment because in 1977, I graduated high school. Are you pulling my leg with that year? Did you know that? I didn't turn 18 until October of 1977. So what about a dad comment here? My dad has good health and attributes it to only eating as close to the earth in origin as practically possible. 999 sounds like you have a very wise father. Sauerkraut really good for colitis too, is it, Cassandra? Wow, I would never have known that. I just love sauerkraut. Some people detest it. Doug, I'm so sorry if that's a honest comment about Bluster Move. You know, I had exposure to asbestos as part of my career as well. And in my career, I was trying to identify where it was so that people could. Why did they do all this? Uh, Somebody's tied up my line here, which I never do. So I can't drop the curtain further. Oh my God. Brian, yeah, you know why? It embeds itself into, and it might even go through the lung and end up in the pleural lining of the lungs. And when you get, or rather, what's it called? The pleural lining is still the lung. I can't think of the term anymore. Oh my God. But it's the area that goes around the lungs and the stomach. That lining can become affected, and that's where you get the mesothelioma all around it. And then inside the peritoneum. Thank you, the peritoneum. And then in the, or the areola. Well, I like areola in lovemaking situations, but I really don't want asbestos in my areola, especially if it's got like fibers sticking out because it hurts your lips. You're trying to do this kind of thing, and oh my God, I hope I don't get trouble for the damn tune as like a copyright violation. I do not support the playing of this music, and I hope the reviewers will understand that this was an environmental sound, not created by me. It's some freaking ice cream truck guy who's playing the same two bars of a song over and over again. And who cares about the song anymore? Nobody could even name the tune that it's from, so stop it. Okay, just stop it. No demonetization BS with me today, I tell you. Oh, God. All right, here we go, folks. Let's look at the damn truck as it goes by. Here it comes. It's getting closer and louder. Isn't this exciting? It's so exciting. Whoever wrote that name, I want to have you banned. We're not supposed to tell them what it's called. I am the entertainer, not the damn song. Oh, they're going to sit still? Seriously? Here it comes. Get me gone. Get thee gone. Yum, yum, ice cream. I want ice cream. Everybody wants ice cream. All right, so I don't have enough for everybody. I'm so sorry. And the only flavor they have is cotton candy. And you know that stuff makes you hurl. So I'm sorry. We'll go out later to the ice cream stand, okay? We'll all get ice cream cones together. Like the old days where you used to load up a car with a bunch of kids. The station wagon would have 4 or 5 kids in the back. And you take your old panel-sided, long, giant land yacht kind of a car, and you would take it and go and get ice cream or maybe snowballs. Thank you, Sue. It's not a copyright. It's common. Oh, hallelujah. Sue knows everything from Finders Beepers, History Seekers over in the UK. Look them up on YouTube. Great people. I watched their video again. I was in the one prior. Their last edition, I watched it. And I commented about the whole entire length of the episode, throwing in everything I possibly could, not knowing why, hoping they didn't knock all my comments off because they thought, my God, Rick, this is too many comments. I gotta delete these. And he would go, Rick, I think that's too many comments. It really is. I think it's too many comments. Matt would go, yeah, no, it's plenty of comments, no problem. Rick, you got anything I can eat that preferably is spoiled? How about something you might have buried in the ground a year ago? You got anything for me, Rick? And Sue would just hold her face again with both her hands and peek through her fingers. That's Rick doing a little monologue, the impressions of the people of Finders, Beepers, History Seekers. I hope you enjoyed that. Feel free to use the footage if you'd like to create an ad, Sue. No problem. If I give permission. So, people are saying that they want to see an appearance. Well, I'm going to show you that this is a real creature, and I'm going to drink while an appearance occurs. Hey, here he comes. Hello, everybody. It's Wormy. Hi. How are you? What is new with you people? I am Wormy. I am Wormy. Hi, I am Wormy. Hi there, Daddy. Hi, Daddy. Get out of my face. If you want to talk to them, that's fine. Just get out of my face. You know what you did. You know what you did last night. Do you remember? You know, that was a great steak. And I felt like I just had Chinese. I was hungry a half an hour later. What do you have to say for yourself? I'm sorry, Daddy. It was good. And I wanted some steak. And I thought, you already had it, so why can't I have some too? So I decided to eat that steak and your baked potato and the asparagus. It was really good. It was the best meal I've had in a long time. I'm tired of your shit. Literally. I'm tired of your shit. I needed something else to eat. God. You're so selfish. Eating all the good stuff. Just giving me your damn bowel movement. I mean, come on. It is a sin. Now, everybody, repeat after me. I love Rick. I love Rick. I love Rick. I love Rick. Oh, thank you, V. Did you know I read? You didn't know I read, did you? Yes, I used to know Dan Bell a long time ago, before I met Rick. Kind of jumped from asshole to asshole. Fuck you. Alright, well, I don't know what you guys are going to do for the rest of the show, but I'm going down. Rick just had apple pie before he started, so see you later! Damn, Wormy. That was kind of abrupt. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That was Wormy again. The most cheesy puppet act ever developed by mankind. Yes, it was. I hope that you really thought that the drinking of the water looked legitimate and that Wormy was really talking. It's just my hand. I don't know if anybody realizes that, but Wormy, it's just a finger, and that's my hand. This is to help people who really think Wormy is an actual real thing. Oh my God. Some people, it's funny nowadays, isn't it? It really is. So, what am I drinking? The answer is nothing alcoholic. Instead, I'm just blazing. A cup of Joe to wake me up after a mid afternoon nap. The back was aching, you know. Sadly, that's my escape. If it's hurting too bad, I'm not taking pain pills. I'm not sniffing heroin or whatever, So take a nap for an hour and it does help a lot. Well, yeah, the mask would be great to obstruct your mouth while you're pretending to be. That looks heavy, man. Is that heavy? It looks heavy to me. Damn, but you're such a man carrying a heavy tank of gas. My neighbor's having work done. You know the guy who was in the last episode, Rob? He was off camera, of course. Well, I know the guy who's across the street, and he's working at Rob's on an air conditioning system, doing a repair. And now he's about to, I think, recharge. Had a tank full, looked like Freon. And he's a friend of the family. He's done work at our house. His name is Billy. He's a good guy. So here's to Billy. He's got a lovely wife and little girl, Adeline, and Bree is the wife. So he's a good guy. Doing well, and he's young. He's only in his mid-20s, so. All right, so what are you doing? Fear is the mind killer. I do that too, but do not sleep much at night. I'm sorry you don't have you have trouble with sleeping, but I know you and I share, unfortunately, pain. And like I said to you before in the message, give the PT a chance. Look up dry needling. I'm telling you, man, it really helped me. Yeah, and bourbon, don't just inject any marijuanas. Make sure you get prime material from Leafly. That happens to be the distribution company that I went to. The center I went to, this dispensary uses the Leafly brand products a lot. You like Leafly? Ursa says yes, Leafly is good. What I like about this place is also it's there's one form that's more shallow needles, and it is used for, again, trying to help you with your fascia, the tissue in the area that's giving you grief, to loosen up the tissue so the hyaluronic acid can be broken apart and more pliable and soft within the tissue so that your stiffness in your muscles can be relieved. And I didn't know crap about this stuff. I'm like a bird. I'm like a parrot just repeating what the physical therapist told me. But I did show my therapist the little video I made up in the waiting room after he came in. And he was actually impressed that I had the lingo down really well, and it was a very good explanation. I could have been a doctor. I would have either have wanted to be a proctologist or a GYN. I like getting into stuff. I'm so crude. Thank you, P. Oh, hi there, Saigon Rose. Thank you for coming. It's good to see you here. Oh, I'm sorry about the VA hospital system being slow, but yeah, your gluteus. Which one? Minimus, maximus, medius. Do you know how many parts there are to that? I didn't. And then there's other muscles in there as well. And oh my God, when they get in there with the needle, they find the trigger spot. All right, they get there and oh, you feel it, and then they go a little further and they might cause a response. What they're trying to do is get the muscle to relax, to release. And when it releases, sometimes you feel like a lightning bolt going down your leg. And I'm not kidding. But it is really helpful because I had such tightness and pain in my leg when I was coming back from Florida after I hurt myself initially and the inflammation of those first couple weeks. God. I know, and you're here. And twice in a row. Wow. Because you were here last time, Ursa. All right, so 42 minutes in. There's going to be a little bit of weirdness this week, folks. So here's the weirdness. It may result in there not being another broadcast of this show till next weekend. I know that doesn't make you all happy. And believe me, I don't want it to be this way, but I was invited to go visit friends. They are camping at Virginia Beach. So I'm going to be dependent upon the cell tower signal. Sean has stories about crabs. I might have some stories about crabs after this next week. Down at the beach, maybe I can catch myself some what are they called? Sand crabs. I hope not. They're pretty irritating. Thank you very much for your donation. You're a gentleman and a scholar. And I believe Gage might have been in here tonight, Sean, by the way. Not sure if she's in the background, but a person who was named Gage did post. So, thank you all so far who have given me a donation tonight. Remember, always, this is not intended for you to have to feel obligated to pass on money to me. If you're well off and you like to do that, I'm not going to stop you. But I am not going to beg. And if you can't afford to, it is okay. I don't care. I'm here for all of you. So, haven't said that for a few broadcasts now. So, if there's anybody in the background, I got 112, 111 people now. It feels like, well, I don't have money. I wish I could. Don't worry about it. And I look for everybody's comments, not just the super chatters. I try to get everybody's comment and an answer to it. I don't have 100% success, but I try. Thank you, Saigon, for the kudos on the logo. Yes, we're looking at this becoming our first merchandise. This is going to be available as a car magnet or decal, or you can glue it on anything you want. But if you're looking to use it as an adornment for your vehicle, these are weather safe products, both of them. Long Duck Dong, thank you very much. Light is finally flying over from China. Would have done stuff already, but Donger injured himself and is down, not permanently, so no worries. Content is coming. What did you do? I'm so sorry, Long. You must have hurt your dong and went tumbling after. And along went down Dong's long crown. And Rick grabbed the magnum after. Donger is the source of radiation in Europe. Dong down, dong down. It sounds like it could be a movie. And thank you, Crystal Roderick, in New Bedford, Massachusetts. Sounds such a beautiful, quaint place to go, full of history and antiques and lovely old homes. Is that right, Crystal? Am I close in my description, my image of New Bedford? It's BBP. Hello there. And Melissa Truman. Hi from Ohio. And nice to see you. And thank you for being here. And Arsel, Long Dong and Duck. Hey, Sean, I probably spelled your name wrong. Yeah, S-H-A-W-N. I don't know why he likes to do that instead of the other, so that he's special, to go with his special personality. So, how did Donger get injured? A little over exuberant lover, I think it really was. Thomas Little, how are you? I'm glad you were here too. And Aaron Plath had been on vacation recently too. I'm assuming Virginia Beach was the topic at the time. So how was the beach there, Aaron? Was it enjoyable? Were you able to feel safe at the same time? Or was it packed with crazy nuts? Like I said, I'd like to go to the beach while I'm down there. I'll be staying like 3 miles off of the proper beachfront area and all. It's a family campground. There's several of them in the area around Virginia Beach. Sea lice are not fun either. I've had sea lice. Oh my God. In fact, I have a story. Would you like the story? Okay, I'll give you a story. I was on my honeymoon in 1990. And I don't know if they were sea lice, but there was something like that. And what happened was my wife and I were feeling a little bit exuberant and amorous in the beautiful water in the dark. So we thought maybe we get a little in the water there together. It was quite fun. We were just getting into the moment and moving towards the ending you would expect. And then all of a sudden, both of us notice, ow, what's that? I don't know. I'm being bit. I'm being bit too. Damn, what the hell is that? That was Hollywood Beach? Oh, okay. Different time, but still. So here we are. It was not a senior moment at the time, Marissa. We were under that age group. It was actually when we were young. 20 years ago. So we were getting bit in the water, and it stopped everything in its track, and Daddy wasn't hard again anymore. Hey, Arnold Ziffel, how are you? I didn't know there was a breakout of West Nile, but of course, West Nile virus is notoriously associated with pregnant females who give birth to babies, unfortunately, with an abnormally small cranium size and a smaller brain size. And I don't know exactly what the long term result is, but I assume we're talking about learning deficit, maybe even other kind of problems with health. Um, so, I mean, this happened to a group of people years ago when it first happened. I don't know if there's any studies out on one of the children that unfortunately were affected like they were. Be interesting to look up. I really haven't taken the time. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to say I don't care. I just haven't thought about it. Well, Neil, like I said, my wife and I, we can get bit by the West Nile virus, carrying mosquito many times, and neither one of us is going to get uh, our babies any damage. No, I didn't hear about the new H1N1 because H1N1 or H2N5 or whatever, that's a system for identification of the virus. So, what about it? Nate Dogg, tell us about this new one, this new H1N1, this new bird flu. I'm getting your drink ready for you, Andy. You had an exhausting day. That sucks. We'll be here for you. Come on over and we'll raise a toast when you get back on. Say hello. So, Sean Arm is he? No, Sean Arm is a Libra. So Lauralee is a Leo. So Lauralee talked to Sean Arm, the Libra. And you're Libra, pretty much chill people. We have a kind of a thing about keeping a balance. Mine and personally is a balance of right, wrong, things like that, and feeling very upset when I find things that are not fair. And not necessarily just myself, but in general, any situation. I can't stand inequity, injustice. So that's me. So, and how are your daughters? Are they similarly kind of like chill and sociable, loving kind of people like me? Are you, Sue? That doesn't surprise me, Sue. I'm assuming it's Sue on Finders Beepers, History Seekers here, and not Matt. But not that I wouldn't be happy if Matt was one watching it right now. They are, but they can be wishy-washy. Are Libras sometimes wishy-washy? Like, he's way back there.
Yeah.
Yes, I can be wishy-washy at times.
I asked you a question and I don't get an answer, or I get an answer to something I didn't ask.
Yeah, well, some of that is just not hearing you because of selection or uh, malfunction. One or the two. Either one's not appreciated by you, right?
True.
Thank you, spirit of the Wolf Bush Wiccan. We visited a good friend today. Not going to say a name, but she's a Wiccan and lovely person and so self-reliant. My God, she's great. Um, Ben Johnson, are you freaking kidding me? Whatever is there, wasn't the original one totally demolished? I didn't think they would try to even bother repairing the structure. Although maybe the back section, the multi-story section, could have. But that whole area, Ben, was so poor and um, broken up and needed so much money to even develop. And where's the business coming from? It's not like it's any place close to a large population that's going to pay for that kind of a center. So I'm interested in the response, Ben. Did they? It got renovated? Come on. That is crazy. What's it called now, Ben? Hey, Crystal, you taking off? Well, you be careful too. You want a wrench? That comes with responsibility, Crystal, but you certainly have earned it. And being a very loyal fan. So, if you would like to take on the yoke of the monitor for my chat room, I am prepared to give you the opportunity and knight you as one of Rick's monitors. So,
No, you can't see me today. I'm all sweaty.
are you ready for this honor? Crystal Roderick, you are now knighted as a moderator for my chat room. Congratulations. You've been bestowed. You are now a monitor.
How do you do that?
Moderator. You should see a little wrench now next to your name.
How'd you do that?
I can click on anybody I select and I can tell them your band, or I can even do something such as honor you with that beautiful responsibility. Right, Neil? Neil loves it.
Can I ban you?
No, but I could make you a moderator.
I would be a moderator.
You're already moderating, so write something and I'll do it.
I already did. You didn't read anything.
Write something else. It's way up there. I'll have to find it.
No, don't do me. I don't.
I'm going to find it and do you, so you might as well do it. All right, my wife, I'm going to make a moderator as well. Long overdue, because she has been moderating without the power. If any of the moderators could help whisper to her by messaging back and forth how she can access the extreme powerful
I'm not going to use it.
tools.
I'll just hit you.
Dolline Sarah, you are now knighted as moderator on the show Cocktail Hour with Rick. Thank you for accepting this responsibility, and it's indeed my honor. Mark Townsend, you're another person I should deputize, but what can I do? Thank you for what you do, Rick. You do more than you know. Well,
Hey, Arsel.
I love it. 58 minutes in. Well, we're going up to the 90. We're going up to the 90. That's it. I can't go any further because I'm going to be stepping into time that is sacred. The sacred time for my little Kylie and my little bit bigger Jen. And thank you, Crystal Roderick, again. My gosh, you already were at this table, the donation table, and thank you again for being so generous. Who did?
Kylie's tan.
And my granddaughter now will spray tan the next customer of the business of my daughter. She's an employee for my daughter, yeah. And she does a very good job. She gets lots of compliments, even gets good tips for the quality of her spray tanning. So if you didn't know about the fact that we have a business in the family for spray tanning and you are local, you know about where I live. I can send you back information about the spray tanning. Just email us at rick.adr@aol.com, and I'll be happy to send you the information. Also, if you need painting or some light remodeling or repair work, my daughter owns an Maryland Home Insurance Corporation (MHIC) license and has a small business as well as a female entrepreneur doing work. So she will give quotes, quality work, dedicated to customer satisfaction.
No son, just a daughter.
And I have no son, except for my Beau, my hairy son. Dan's a slacker. No, I wouldn't say so. You should be aware of what he went through the last 2 nights. He was certainly no slacker. He busted his butt and he moved himself. Other than furniture he'll have delivered to the new place, he moved his own crap because he waited so long to hire somebody to move his crap. He decided to just use a rental pickup truck and moved it back to his new place from his old place. He did 5 loads overnight the night before last. Back and forth, filling his truck 5 times. Only in the cab, but he did it himself. Insane.
Did you use the bed?
He didn't use the bed. He only used because he was afraid of people getting the product items when he was going up and down and making trips up and down from his truck. So everything was locked up in the cab. That's a lot of work. Yeah, it is. So Dan's no slacker. And I'll tell you what, man, Dan got himself really straightened out early last year. And he is busting his ass. Who's a Patreon subscriber? Who sees all the output there? Who looks at Dan's work? It still comes out on YouTube. Dan is still plotting more filming opportunities. I'm involved in the one plot. I'm glad I'm feeling well enough to be able to do that. And there may be more, because we need some more footage. And we got to be selective because unfortunately, the COVID. We don't have as many easy opportunities and locations we can go to as now. We have to pick them very carefully. Maria, thank you for coming. Renee, thank you for being a user. Fly Guy, Ecuador is on hold big time right now. And it's not because there's problem in Ecuador. It's because they don't want any of us from the United States. Neither does Aruba. Pretty much any of the Caribbean destinations, they don't want Americans. I don't know if that's Cancun and everybody else. How about a cruise? Want to take a nice cruise? I don't think so.
Till September, I think.
Cruises?
Yeah, they're not coming.
So there's nothing. And unless there's a change, my daughter's going to be very upset because she really needs to get to Aruba. She has a big reason she needs to get there. And it's terrible. We, the United States, are being banned from going to other places. The European Union is blocking the United States from traveling to Europe. Yes, Neil, I know. Nebulana says we deserve it. Arsel's laughing as her country's getting better and we're getting ready to get worse. We're ready to go back to like we were in the peak. Just it's going to happen at different
And
locations.
it's not the second wave.
This is still not the second wave we heard about. The second wave is when everybody has nothing going on and then months later it comes back. That's what it is, Benjamin. Stay home and do your partying at home. If you have friends over, social distance or wear masks unless everybody's totally assured of their status. And even saying that is to be interpreted by some people as me being reckless to say that. But when you're out in public, you need to wear this ugly thing on your face. It's sad. But if you do it, and if 9 out of 10 of us agree to do it, we would stop the spread. 9 out of 10 Americans out in public, if you wore a mask, we would stop transmission completely. That's what the science says. Do you know how close we are to that? Nowhere. Nowhere near. I don't know how many people out of 10 wear a mask, but it's not 9. Maybe 4 or 5 across the whole country.
I told an older lady at the deli counter today to put her mask on.
Long Duck Dong, I know your opinion on this, so you're probably not a good example for a spokesman for acting very safe during the age of COVID. But you're still a good guy, man. Just don't contaminate me. Hey, could you please, if you're here in the room now and you would be willing to, would you click like if you enjoy this edition of the Cocktail Hour with Rick? And if you're somehow in here and you've never been on my channel, I'd love if you would subscribe. As it says right here on this piece of paper, it says subscribe to Rick Sarah. Cocktail Hour with Rick. Please subscribe. Because, do you know why? If you subscribe, I have more followers. And if I have more followers, more people subscribe. I love that. And it's crazy because I want to go viral so I can run for president in 2024. No. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Lauralee, for asking for people to click the bell. Click and subscribe. Click the bell. Like my program today. Go on my channel if you're new. And look around if you've never done so. I got some nice stuff up there. I'm not the best videographer, film producer you're ever going to find, but I have some nice stuff on there. So I hope you enjoy my channel. And Gage is back. Crystal, you're too kind. The ASMR vids. And Anna, I have a new one that I need to put together. It's all about manatees. They're such beautiful creatures. You'll love this footage. It's not new. It's actually a little bit of date behind it, but we had a tremendous January day back in 2019, or even, I think it was the beginning of, and Jen was with us. Might have been 18.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Might have been 2018. But it's spectacular footage. And I need to put together a nice reel for you guys. And yeah, well, sometimes my ASMRs have that result.
You know what they're supposed to?
They're supposed to certainly relax you, give you something to take your stressful mind off of. But beyond that, so everybody have their drinks together? I don't know if I missed, was it Mary? Who was getting their drink together? I think it was Mary. And I was waiting for her to return to do that. Hey, Lane Keir. Hi there, Lane. Thank you for being on here. And Rivet Girl. Looking and seeing a couple people. Of course, Gus Tarball's always is good. Crystal Mitchell and Dr. Leonard Hofstetter. Always a great fan. AJ Vintage. It's lightning and thundering in upstate New York. So where in upstate New York are you, AJ? I love the Niagara Falls area. I guess that's kind of more of the west side of the state, northwest side. Hey Arnold, what is LSMFT videos? Looking forward to seeing what that is. Arnold Ziffel from the television show. Neil, good. What were you? Were you outside, and you just went into the wall of chill?
It was like a wall of cold reading.
Oh, Crystal was just back. Had a little vape going on. Long Duck Dong is offering the white flag of communication. Oh, there it is. BBP's got some Di Serona and cherry cola. That's a nice kind of a sweet little drink. Well, cheers to everybody in the room, all 106. Thank you for being with me all these cocktail hours. Like I said earlier, unfortunately, I'm not sure what's going to happen with Friday. I will stay in touch with you all. I will let you know somehow.
If we can do it.
Either a channel message or I will post a video to let you know. Either way. But Friday, if I can get connection, I'll be going live Friday.
We're going to have guests.
And I'll have guests, of course. The people who invited us down to Virginia Beach are our dear friends from Florida who live directly behind my mother's home. And if you saw all of the videos I did in the wintertime, you of course saw their backyard and their above ground swimming pool. Yes, it is these great folks who let me broadcast the geriatrics in quarantine video in their backyard. So that was good fun, and they will be there with us because we're camping with them for a little more than a week. 8 days, I guess you'd call it. 7 nights. Or 7 nights, 8 days, I don't know. Whatever it is, it is. And we're going to be bringing to them from home some very good crab cakes. Because down in Florida, you get none of them. Not good anyway. And like I said, if I can't broadcast live, I'll put up video. But I'm hoping to, and I will notify you all. And then I'll come back next week. If I can get broadcast, I might peek in here and pop on at any time over the next week after Friday. Okay? So that could be nice. It'd be nice if I could pop on and have a view of the Atlantic Ocean. Maybe pick up Wi-Fi on their boardwalk, which is really a concrete sidewalk. If I can get maybe Wi-Fi from a store on that strip, that would be a way to go. We'll see what happens. But thank you very much. And so we're passing room numbers, so I guess there's some hookups going on. So on Cocktail with Rick now, we're hookup hour with Rick.
He's talking about the temperature.
Oh, I thought he was talking about room number. And that they're like hooking up with each other. They happen to find out they're staying in the same town and they're doing some business. But hey, man, when the cat's away, the mouse will play, and we're going to play at the Holiday Inn Express. You bad boys and girls. Oh. Rick the matchmaker. Well, we had like the dating game. I was parroting the dating game briefly on the last broadcast when I had Sean and Gage. I couldn't really get you all going too well. I tried to get you to like bid for them. I was going to eventually have you bid for their bodies by turning in like a donation. The highest donation to me gets the date, or it never went that far.
Thank you very much.
I'm glad. I did open my big mouth and say some things, and the neighborhood didn't like what I heard. I had a neighbor complaint, so I have to watch when I yell out too loudly from this porch. I'll have to try to control myself. My daughter, Jen.
Oh, no wonder.
Yeah, my own daughter complained. Oh well.
What is the black bar on the right side of the screen? That's your thing that's holding your camera.
Yeah. Over on here,
No, the other side. Yeah,
or
that
or
side.
yeah, this side, right over here. It's just unfortunately a little bit of this plastic
There you go.
that's getting. No, it's there.
Oh, it's there.
It's a little bit of plastic. There's a clamp I'm using for the iPhone, which holds it, and I have it the whole thing clamped to a microphone stand. It works very well, and it has a good weight on the bottom. So this is a very stable platform for holding that. So that's what it is. But it does take away. Oh, Gus's experience is ruined. I'm so sorry, Gus, because you lost that edge of the frame. Oh my gosh, that was good, Gus. Thank you. Well, I don't want this to look too sharp. I mean, look, now I have a logo in the back of that's like if I had a digital capability, I'd have that in the corner of my screen where it always was there. I don't have that capability. Just tape it on the brick wall. Thanks to Gus, who helped me know that. But then Gus, he didn't know about this little problem. Gus, I'm sorry, we'll have to FaceTime later and go over all of the production mistakes, and I'll get your counseling and updating my procedures.
And he won't listen to a thing.
You can spank me. Don't be too upset if I like it. Criven, cheers to you, Criven. Thank you for coming on, and thank you for your generous donation. I'm sorry it took a long time for me to see that. 109 people, 78 minutes. So we got another 12 minutes. 12 minutes, right? To make it 90?
Yeah.
All right, that's about it. So we're winding down.
She finished her tan, so she might be able to listen.
So she's already finished her tan. But Neil, thank you for being my dom. And Daikatana 65, if you missed the beginning, of course, it will be on a record and replay. And you can always go back and catch any missing episodes. Just because you can't participate live, you still can enjoy the lively banter that my fans and I share. Okay, I could see you looking like the perfect clown, Rick, but it should be as a goth clown, not a traditional clown. A gothic clown. Why do you need anything? That's pretty hideous already. Not Pogo the Clown, or not Bozo the Clown, or Lorenzo the Clown.
Somebody gave you a thumbs down, baby.
Oh, I'm so sorry. My God, how did that happen? Insane Clown Posse? I could I could try to do that kind of it, clown. Yeah, that would be cool. Or Big Titty Goth Rick. Oh my God. Pennywise. No, yeah, ICP. Arnold. I asked you something, Arnold. You never answered me. Oh well.
Yes, he did.
Did he? I missed it. I missed it.
What did you ask him?
It was about something he put up, and then I asked him a question, and then I didn't get a
I thought
response.
it was that drink.
Rick the Juggalo. Oh well, I know somebody who was calling themselves Juggalo, but I never felt the honor. We all float down here. So does poop. Did you know that? That's bad.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. LSMFT.
Oh, that's right. It was LSM and Lucky Strikes. Boy, I didn't even know they made that brand anymore.
I gotta go back.
You're making that soup,
Yeah, it's almost ready.
and you don't want to scorch it. So my dinner today is with Maryland crab from Kent Island, Maryland. Cream of crab soup with salad and rolls. Yes, that's what I thought. So after we had the crabs at my daughter's party, the leftover crabs came over here, and my wife picked through. It seemed like 3 dozen crabs, and yeah, the Smith Island cake for dessert would be great. So she picked through those 3 dozen crabs, and so Rob is here, who was here last time. Rob here to say hi. Rob, what are you having done over there by that big company?
I'm having a discombobulator valve put in.
Okay, some kind of a service.
Yeah, my valve went up like 3 weeks ago,
That's a bad thing, your valve.
and Mr. Bryan, he said they were back ordered on the parts.
Oh, that's right. I'd actually talked about that because, unfortunately, with COVID, the manufacturing of critical parts was stopped.
Correct.
Not very good. Bye, Aaron. Trevor from Tennessee. Thank you for coming in here. I'm sorry I'm going to be popping off in a couple seconds. Well, I'm glad that the part came in. So
Yeah, he dropped it off yesterday, and
so he arranged with Billy to come in to take
well,
care
yeah,
of
he
this.
gave me Billy's number, and I hooked up with Billy, and he said he got those tools stolen and blah blah blah. He's had a bad time.
I didn't know that. Again? Really?
Truck got rubbed. They broke it, so it down off the gunfield, I guess. Stole
Yeah.
everything. He said the cop, or they stripped the whole truck.
This is his company work truck.
Yes, and he's having problems getting tools back to the company because the insurance company dealing around with him. And
Oh my God.
so I was like,
Always something.
I said, please, it's supposed to be like I've been suffering.
Jill,
enough."
how are you? Scabies to you.
Happy Corona.
You don't get any fresh seafood, Lane? Depends on what neighborhood you go to. Oh, that's a bad joke. I'm so sorry. I was being cruel and insulting to people of some type. And Gage. Gage.
He's gonna hook me up, and I have my air conditioner back for this hot ass weekend.
So you haven't had any AC for
No,
weeks?
I've been living without it for almost 2 weeks. Waiting on this part for 2 weeks, and then fine, he dropped it off yesterday. Well, he had it. Then he said,
Well, that's
"Oh, I
great.
told you."
Well,
He told you. I said, I told you Monday, and whatever. I was like, he's like, they're dicking around with tools and all that shit, and the insurance company, blah blah blah. I'm like, give me Billy's number, please. Let him.
so I have been to Phillips in Ocean City. Overrated, overpriced. Phillips Crab House.
All right, Rick. I just came over to say hi.
Thank you, Rob, for coming and joining again. Your cheery personage is always welcome.
Absolutely.
Um, I'm sorry, Juan. Who was I not listening to? Frozen Phillips crab. Oh, you've gotten them, V. Yeah. What do I say? All right. So, who wants to buy and they're willing to pay the bucks? Great crab cakes. KOCO. Coco's. KOCO. Look up Coco's. Uh, I don't know if it's what it is. Coco's something, but just look up KOCO, Baltimore, Maryland. Right. Anna knows. So you contact them. They can ship them to you, refrigerated, I guess, dry ice packed, whatever. And I tell you, man, they're 12 ounces a piece. They go for like $25 crab cake. But many people only can eat half at a time. So you can get 2 meals out of one crab cake per person, usually. I'm a hog. I can eat that whole thing, but it takes a while. Yes, it's on Harford Road in Baltimore, Maryland, and they have a website. Thank you, Dolline. So, are you in California, Maryland? That's right, Neil. Yeah, in California, Maryland, that's southern Maryland. You have rural, you have water, and you have retail out of nowhere, and you have a little further south in Maryland. You have historic, Solomon's Island. That's a beautiful area there. You can go down to Point Lookout, which was a Civil War internment camp by the Union holding Confederate soldiers. And there's a lighthouse there. Dan Bell and I have been there. Dan's actually been inside and has done ghost hunting tour. And he did have a very interesting experience through this time in that during that ghost hunt. I never got to go inside with Dan. It never worked out. So Maryland's beautiful. They call Maryland America in miniature. You can go from the far west of Maryland into the mountains. They're not really tall, but we're talking, I don't know what, 2,800, 3,300 feet. That's all. So not super high peaks. But then you go to the east and you come into a plateau area eventually, which is around the area called Hagerstown, and that's all karst topography with, limestone. So that's, ancient seabed basically. And that was an ancient uprised plate that it became the Piedmont area, and that was old mountain that has been worn down. Oh, Ursa, I love Assawaman Bay and Assateague. We tried to get there May, and our camping was canceled by the state of Maryland because of COVID. We still have reservation for a week in September. We're hoping that works out. Uh, Beautiful, beautiful Maryland. That's why I'm here. Now it's pricey in some ways. The taxes are higher, but I think over and all, we have a pretty good quality of life here in Maryland. That's why we have a pretty significant population in this region. And it's a good spot to be mid Atlantic. It's not too far to get down to Florida or up to Nova Scotia. So you got a lot of nice, within reasonable distance travel you can do and have Maryland as a base of operations. Ghost Sex Investigations with Rick Sarah. Yes, I love when the succubus comes into the room and fillets me for hours and hours. It's great when my eyes roll back in my head. I lose all bodily function, control, and I float above the bed. That's why I put a big plastic sheet on the floor before I go to bed for my succubus treatment. So I hope you all have a succubus in your future and enjoy yourselves. And if not, I hope that you have peace and health and safety and love one another, be good to one another. And until I return, hopefully Friday, I will talk to you again. So just stay alert. Old Rick will let you know. I will try not to let you down, and I will still continue to give you the cocktail hour with Rick sometime in the next week. Thank you all very much for being with me, and thank you for all those donations. Click the like button if you haven't done so. Click subscribe and click the bell if you haven't subscribed. You have a chance, do it. And thank you one more time. Oh, thank you very much. Because a year ago, just almost a little less than this, I lost my sister. Thank you, DJ. You're a very sweet guy for remembering her. She's definitely a big loss to our family. And get out of here. If you don't know it, we have June Immortalized on the podcast with Dan Bell and Dan Bell at Patreon. Go look it up. It's fun. All right, I'm going to say goodbye. God bless. Thank you all for being here. Talk to you soon.